Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do the collective tarot for today. Today is Wednesday, June 18th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, the Lemonade, the Blue Sky Social, Pinterest, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Links are always in the description box. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not, please just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We are going to use Intuitive City Oracle, Rob Barthelman, intuitiveintention.com. You can also find his decks at My Intuitive Intention on Etsy, and you can find them in the TikTok shop. Let's see what we got. I was yawning all through the first read for the collective. And then I uploaded the video. I watched a movie trailer for a zombie movie, and I didn't yawn once. So let's see if I yawn during this. We got 2 on the table. They're both majors. 3 on the table, 4 on the table. I'm done. Go. All right, 4 on the table, 2 major. 5 on the table, 3 major. 6 on the table, 3 major. I'm going to do 2 more shuffles. Debating on if I'm going to make bread or something. I was thinking about it. Got stuff for pumpkin bread. I think I have something else too. Another brownie mix, maybe? Last shuffle. We got 7 with bottom of the deck. We have 4 majors, no reverse. Okay. Top of the deck is Queen of Wands, Justice, 6 of Cups, and the Worlds. The Worlds. As soon as I looked at all 4 of these cards together, I heard the song. One of the parts in the lyrics is the good old days, like back to the good. He doesn't say back, but he's like the good old days. It came out, I want to say, like 5 years ago, and it's kind of poppy, kind of. I mean, not hip hop. It's kind of poppy. Anyway. Someone's thinking about the past. Thinking that the present is justice, whether for them or someone else. This is going on the box on the windowsill. We've got the moon. Just very calm today. We got death. Four of Cups. 2 of Swords. We've got the Hermit. 2 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. Hold on, let me turn on my fan. It went off. In between the last video, it must have went off. Okie dokie. Sorry, I got distracted. All of a sudden, I got distracted. Okay, maybe some. Okay. So lately. Okay, sorry. I'm going to say this because then I can get into the read. I've been thinking about pulling everything off the shelves because I'm thinking about telling my dad he can move in with me next year. So I was thinking about pulling everything off the walls, not off the shelves, off the walls, and plugging holes and stuff, and painting the walls. And I don't know why, but I was seeing like people will use like something with a straight edge to like hold it so that they can paint, and they get like the straight edge, like you hold it at the ceiling and just go along with the paintbrush so that you get a straight edge. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but I was just thinking about that. I don't know if somebody needed that idea, forgot about that idea. Maybe you just recently did it. I don't know. I was thinking about doing it in here because I'm thinking I want to paint the room like a neutral color, but maybe like slightly darker, like a slightly darker gray. But yeah, I was seeing like this. It's like a piece of it's like a piece of hard plastic, and you can use it like as a straight edge so that you don't hit the ceiling, don't hit your trim, that kind of thing. Okay, whatever. Okay. All right. Again, feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. It doesn't matter. It's energy. You are just energy. So someone's going through something. I don't know if this person is just going through like an event, or if this is someone like getting on a healing journey, or if this is someone again like an event, like just going through something not so positive and then needing to balance yourself out afterwards with the Two of Pentacles and the Hierophant. Because whoever they are, they go into hermit mode. It's like they hibernate, but something happens beforehand. I'm going to read you the descriptions on the cards that Rob Barthelman put on his cards, okay? The moon says unveiled truths. The death card says transitions, right? I like death and rebirth. I prefer that, but whatever. Four of Cups, apathy. And Two of Swords, inner conflict. So it could be like a changing of like a mindset, an emotional change. But whoever this person is with the Two of Swords, they're conflicted about it. It's like somebody found something out, realized something, had an epiphany, and they're going through some type of death rebirth. And it doesn't even necessarily mean, again, like I don't know if this person, they could have already been healing, right? And then something happens. It's like this person had a death of one way of thought or one way of life, and now they're going through a rebirth. Oh, maybe that's why I mentioned the painting. I said Before, I was thinking of having my dad move in with me next year. I was going to tell him he could if he wanted to. Okay, here we go. So here's the deal. So here's the deal, Mary. Um, this is it. So my dad is an example. Okay, he lives alone right now. He's paying about $150 more a month to rent an apartment, a 1 bedroom, 1 bath, as opposed to me, who pays, with my mortgage and my association, just under $1,600 a month. Okay, just under 1,600. The only thing that's included in that for me is my garbage. My garbage is included in that, and then the in the association you have snow removal, you have the gardening and all that stuff. Okay. Um, I just figured we could both save money. He can move in here. I'll transition the room. I'll end up putting the desk in my office and as much of my stuff in the office as I can. The office stuff in my bedroom and as much of the stuff in there as I can, right? Stuff in the closet would probably go down to the garage. There's room in there to stack up some totes. And I can always go through stuff and donate more stuff because I'm sure there's more stuff I can get rid of that I don't necessarily use. And then as for the bed, either he can have this bed or we can put it in a storage because he would probably need to get a little storage unit. So we would probably put this in storage and yeah. Okay, fine. It would be a transition for him. He has just recently gone through a transitioning from my parents' home that they've had for 28 years to his own apartment next year if he moves in with me. If there, if he wants to. If he doesn't want to, that's fine too. Um, like I said, I was thinking of taking everything down off the walls, filling up all the holes, and painting it. And if he wants to move in, he can move in. If he doesn't, that's fine. I'll leave all the stuff off the walls. That way, if he changes his mind at any point, like, he can always come. Uh, but it would be another transition for him to move from his apartment to moving in with me. Now, I think we would get along just fine. I think we would be fine. Um, if you want me if you want me to be honest, I'm probably more worried about him making more noise than me making noise and disturbing him, if that makes sense. And he would probably feel the same way. He would probably feel like, oh, I'm just going to interrupt your life. But it would definitely be another transition, another rebirth. For him, he would have inner conflict about it, right? For me, not so much. I mean, he's my dad, so if he needs to move in with me, he needs to move in with me. It is what it is. I'm not going to like bitch and moan about it. I've been on my own these last 2 years. His lease isn't going to be up until next February or March. So, I mean, I still would technically have another 8, 9 months until he would move in with me. So, a little over 3 years on my own, I can't really complain. It was nice while it lasted. But this would definitely resonate for him, honestly, because he would have conflict about it. He would have to think about it, let it mull it over in the old noggin. And even if he decided, okay, I'm not moving in with you, but help me find another apartment that's cheaper, which we could most definitely try and do, right? Um, at the end of the day, he would just balance himself out. You know, he would put his faith in himself first and foremost, and then in me to help him, and he would balance himself out. You know, that's just an example of what's going on, of what could be going on here. even more so if, like with the moon card, unveiled truths, if he came to the realization that he didn't want to live on his own or that he couldn't live on his own, right? That's another example right there. Because somebody in this reading, somebody is definitely finding out something, and it's causing them to have, like, it's an epiphany moment, yes, but um it it's kind of funny because with the Four Cups, I just heard a great sadness. Like, it's causing somebody to be sad. People, whoever this person is, people would be able to tell that they're, like, upset, that their world is kind of like thrown off balance. This person's going to spend a lot of time in deep thought over whatever this is. It's kind of funny because I don't think I've ever said this before, but there's two sides, right? Like, this walkway goes up in between, right? It's like this person, whoever they are, they know that there's, like, two options. Like, this option. Like, which one is, and I'm just going to walk along this path until I figure out which one's for me. And then I'm going to cross over the line. And to throw an even more positive spin on it, let's say you're walking down this path and you have to make a choice on which side, right? And let's say you're like, well, this makes more sense. This option makes more sense. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to go here. And you cross over into this and you start walking that way. And that's your direction. That's your journey, right? That's your new path. But what you don't realize is when you get down to a certain point and you wrap around, it wraps around to this side. So it whatever this is, it's giving me that someone has two options and neither one is wrong. Neither one is wrong. It's like they're both equal, and the possibility to complete both of these journeys, to have both of these options on your path, is pretty great. Because it's almost like somebody's having this conflict within, but nobody said that God is making this a choice for you. Nobody is saying that God told you you can only go in one direction, right? It's like someone thinking like, oh, I got to do one or the other. But really, like I said, once you go this way and you wrap around, it's going to wrap around to this side. There was no choice. They're both the right choice. You're both going both ways, right? Like, you're both going, or you're going both ways. It doesn't matter because it never really was a choice. It's not like God was saying you had to make a choice. Only you thought that. It was in your head. You made it in your head. This would be like me, and again, this is just an example, but this would be like me saying, okay, either I can write a book or I can read tarot and oracle for you guys on YouTube. Okay, first of all, I've been reading oracle and tarot for you guys for over a year. Whether you've been on here a year or not, I don't know, but I've been doing it for over a year on YouTube. I wrote 3 books. 3 books that I'm combining into one. I already did that. I already did both of those. I'm not saying that that was easy by any means. I'm not saying that. But you can do multiple things at once, right? You can multitask. And depending on what those things are that you're going to multitask, as long as someone's life isn't in jeopardy, as long as your life isn't in jeopardy, you can multitask. Right? Right? Okay, again, that would be me like saying, "Oh, I can't self-publish my book by the end of the year because I got to paint this room." I can paint this room in a day by myself. I remember the last time I painted a room was in my parents' house. It was actually my dad's old bedroom. My brother and I were repainting it for him. All of the stuff had been moved out. I think except for the bed was still in there, but everything had been moved out. All the dressers, the nightstand. He had a big TV stand. He had like 2 or 3 TVs, like old TVs that didn't work. He's a hoarder, okay? He will hoard if you let him hoard. Anywho, all the stuff was taken out, I think, except for the bed. And my brother and I painted. We painted the walls, and then I didn't leave until the walls were just about getting ready to dry, and he was starting to paint the ceiling. I'm not a fan of painting the ceilings. Like, I would not paint the ceilings. I would not paint the ceilings in here. I just would not. Yeah, no, I can't. But I think it took us like maybe 3 hours to paint all the walls, 4 walls. And you're talking one full wall, okay? You're talking one wall with a door and a closet door on it, which is like nothing. You're talking a short wall with a window and a long wall with a window. He did all the top trim. I did all the bottom trim. I did around all the electrical outlets, the light switch. I did all that. I don't think we painted the inside of the closet. I could be wrong, but I don't think we did. Yeah, about 3 hours for both of us to paint it. And that was with my brother having to take multiple smoke breaks in the room. By the way, you don't do that when you're painting. Anyway, I'm just saying, like, it would be like me saying I can't finish publishing my book because I got to paint this room. Well, that's ridiculous. Again, I could paint this room by myself in a day at the most. To say that I can't self-publish my book because I'm painting a room it's like an excuse. I don't think this person is giving themselves excuses to not do something. I think this person is not thinking outside the box. Like, hey, I can do both these things. It's not really a choice. And if you think about the death card, and I said death and rebirth, if you do one, check, and you do the other, check. Death, because you did it. Rebirth, because you're now in the process of doing it, right? Like, because with the Two of Pentacles, it's like someone realizing that they can bring equality to each situation, that they can balance out those 2 options, that those 2 options are both doable. If you believe in yourself, believe, damn it, believe. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I hope the message resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you keep believing. I'll talk to you later. Bye.